Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. This is going to be a group energy healing where I heal 136 people in 12 different countries. And the theme for this healing and every healing this month is strong boundaries, which is a fabulous theme. Thank you for your patience with my flexible start time. Today was extra flexible. So, hope it didn't inconvenience too many people. So I'm going to talk about today. Okay, so today's concepts for strong boundaries. Well, this is the third in the set of 3 healings. That's the triplet set. And then later, much later this month, actually, on the 24th and the 27th, will be the July twin set of 2025. So, but this is the third, this is sort of the finale of the triplet set. And we're going to work strong boundaries through inner clearing techniques. Basically, I want to, the main thing will be like mood altering, mood and outlook. We will attempt to, thank you for my confirmations. I appreciate that a lot. I'll attempt to do target clearing on the energy blocks wherever they are in your space that sour your mood and sour your outlook. What's the difference between mood and outlook? The way I'm going to use them is like mood can be overall, but mood can also be an inner thing, whereas outlook is like you're looking out, so it's like you're sort of forecasting what your day is going to be like, or you sort of your attitude about people and events external to you. So that's more your outlook, whereas your mood is just like when you're really, really internal. Do you feel sad? Do you feel peaceful? What do you feel? Because some people, they have a decent internal mood, but then as soon as they look outward towards the world, they get all sour and, extra pessimistic and stuff. So, because, in general, the more you unblock, the better you'll feel, but we can't like perfectly unblock everybody in one healing. It takes consistent unblocking and releasing and grounding and unblocking or grounding over time to change that way and to like change in a way that you really feel. And so I'm trying to speed up the feeling part of it, so that you are in a better mood, because the idea is if you have a more positive mood and outlook, you're more likely to have positive behaviors, and your positive behaviors are going to be what is making the big difference. But you're probably much less likely to do positive behaviors if you feel like total crap. So, and mood may seem like I'm minimizing the situation, like, oh, you're in a bad mood, people can have a sour mood because of, very real and significant stressors, challenges, traumas, whatever, so they are significant, but we can still clear them. We can still we can heal the traumas, we can clear the baggage. So, but again, maybe there's so much of it, but we're going to try to pinpoint what's most souring your mood so that you have the mood shift, so then you can have the behavior shifts. So then, you can really generate momentum and keep going with things. So, should be interesting. And I'm going to double check to see if that unblocks people's physical body aura layers enough, because I was noticing like inner, you know, when you unblock, these healings generally help people to unblock. That's sort of like one of the main things. And a lot of times people can unblock their astral body and their astral body aura layers sooner than they unblock their physical body. So like if I look at one person who's been getting healings consistently for, you know, few months, his astral body is clear enough. It's not perfect, but it's clear enough. His astral body chakras are repaired enough. His physical body chakras are repaired enough, but he has a lot of stuck energy still in his physical body aura layers. 7th and 6th are clear enough, but fifth inward. So 7th layer, 6th layer is clear enough, but 5th, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 aura layers of his physical body, they're just so, they're too dense and heavy with blocked energy. So, you know, you would say, well, okay, well, you know, so I'm going to see if just changing the mood and the outlook motivates him enough subconsciously to start aggressively clearing and releasing enough. We'll see. But that's the idea. We want to do the littlest possible to have the biggest benefit. You know? So we'll see. That's the idea. So sort of inner qualities that I'm going to keep track of is like inner calm, focus, peace of mind, motivation, things like that. Crabbiness, you know, like some people, their mood is such that it puts them in a bad mood and makes them start trouble with other people, or, you know, kind of maybe create conflict or just keep it going, you know. So these are things that I'll be keeping track of as we work on clearing mood souring baggage and outlook souring baggage. So that's the deal today. We will do, I think we will repeat taking back your dreams. We'll just do more of it. So so what is that? I'm just going to review what I mean by taking back your dreams. We did it 3 days ago in the second healing of this set. So that's why I'm saying it's a review, because I already talked about it. But, you know, not everyone listens to my stuff every minute that I've ever said. So people can steal your dreams. And that's, it just is like an odd thing to me to consider, but it's true. So like if you have maybe a sibling who just does not like you at all, you know, and is kind of really triggered by you, by your mere existence, they might be a little dream steely with you. And, you know, dreams meaning dreams and goals. They could take some of your dreams or goals out of your space if they get in your space enough to do it in the first place. You can have what I call a guppy parent that just has very destructive impulses towards you, unfortunately, and they can take some of your dreams that are especially offensive to them. So that's the idea. But anyway, you can take them back, and it's insanely easy to take them back, which is nice. Izzy, go outside. Izzy, go outside. All right. So yeah, because somebody said in their survey, like, oh, you know, I don't have time to take back my dreams. But I think what they meant was something slightly different than what I mean. I mean, literally, like, it takes 5 minutes to call some back. And then maybe you have to process and live a little, and then it takes another 5 minutes to call more back. So it's the kind of thing where you could keep working on it with your angels in your sleep over time. So you don't really need like a better job to do it or anything. Although you may need a better job for other reasons, for your sanity. But this being able to take back your dreams is a quick thing. So that's fun. Okay. So I will look at some chat comments before we get started, and then we'll do the 3 minutes of quiet. And then we'll get the healing going. And during the healing, except for like the first minute or two, I do talk as I heal. I say what I'm doing as I'm doing it, which you could use as an all levels self-healing walkthrough if you wish, and heal yourself as you listen. Even if you're advanced enough to be a pro healer, there could be really interesting techniques in there for you. You might enjoy it. Even if you're a newbie, but you're kind of a brave, bold newbie, there could be plenty for you to work with and, kind of wing it and go along with. So, and of course, the people that I'm healing, they purchased this set of healings on my website. My website's jwhealing.com. And the July twin set, there are some spots still for sale on my website. The healing later this month, the set of 2 healings later this month, and also the August healings are up on my website now. And the September ones will go up on the 15th, the September healing sets. And if you wanted to be on my news email list, so this is all salesy stuff, sorry. Forgot to change my banner. So yeah, if you want to be on my news email list to get an email every 15th of the month to just remind you that new sets are up, you can email me and ask to be on my news email list. You would have to ask because I don't automatically add. But anyone's welcome to do that or purchase healing sets on my website. Happy to work with newbies as well as veterans, people I haven't worked with in a while, you name it. Okay, so now finally. Oh, right. So you could, if you want, say where you're viewing from, what the weather's like, whatever. We can see and hear you. Can see and hear you in Ottawa, Canada. Hello to you. Hi, Janet. It's hello from Chicago. My son's getting healing. Yes. Yes, he needs it. Yes. Yes. Thank you. You're welcome. Awesome. 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 Okie doke. So let's do our 3 minutes of quiet. And then we'll get going. During the quiet part, I'm finishing my prep and saying hi to the people that I'll be healing non-verbally, telepathically. Okie doke, thanks for waiting. So, get the hands going. So your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras are really awesome to use in self-healing. So you have a big chakra in the palm of each hand called your hand chakra, and then you have a chakra in each fingertip, which I call your fingertip chakras. And like all chakras, they have round openings and in the front and the back, and you set the chakras, those particular chakras, to a metallic gold color, like this glitter, and that would then make them generate the energy they're going to generate anyway. It's going to make that energy be at a gold vibration, and gold is faster moving than the rainbow colors, but not too fast. So it's not overwhelming to use as a healing vibration. It just helps you to let go and repair and unblock really well. So you can make a copy of yourself out in front of you and comb through with gold light from your hands. You can also unblock your hands. Use the gold light from one to unblock the other. They're like little motors, little generators. The more unblocked they are, the better they work. So therefore, the more quantity of energy they generate. So unblock your fingertips, unblock your hands, your hand chakras. You can make a copy out in front of you of your hands and heal your copy if you wish, or do direct healing one like that. But you can heal your neck, shoulders, and arms, and that's when a copy really makes a big difference, because, you know, healing the back of your shoulders and the back of your neck is much easier with a copy, because, you know, you can just spin your copy around and whatever parts you want. You don't have to be able to see energy well or see it at all to do this work, because it's like the gold light is generated whether or not you can see that it's generated. It is. Just use your intention or your thought. Make the copy out in front of you with your intention or your thought, and use gold light to unblock your shoulders and your neck and your arms. And whenever I talk about a body part, we're also going to be healing and unblocking the auras around it, because your auras, a big part of what they do is they protect, but they only protect if they're flowing. So you want to unblock your auras around your neck, shoulders, and arms and chest. Don't forget your elbows. Those are very important. So you should be able to have good energy flow down your neck, shoulders, and arms. Out your hands. You don't want any leaks. If you have leaks, you might have hard objects stuck in there. You can lift out the hard objects, give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. And you could have invasive beings kind of plugging up the gashes, preventing them from being repaired properly. So you can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you please recycle them? And you can repair up gashes so there's no leaks. You can unblock behind your shoulders, behind your upper chest, and your auras. All right, good enough to get those hand chakras generating lots of energy, get you starting to get more present in your arms. You can feel your energy. So now the first of what I call the 5 essentials: grounding, or repair, chakra repair, creative ring repair, and back here stuff, good karma windows, base of skull points. So that's all the 5 essentials. So first one is grounding. Let's do that. So you can recreate both your groundings. Your groundings connect you to the core of the earth. You want to make them nice and wide as all your auras, and wide all the way down to the core of the earth. You have 2 groundings, one for your physical body energy system, one for your astral body energy system. Your astral body is you as a spirit. It's the part of you that comes into your physical body and leaves your physical body when you sleep. That's your astral body. So just you can make both your groundings red or both of them orange or both of them yellow, whichever you prefer, whichever helps you release the most right now. And you make a copy of those groundings out in front of you, and you comb through the copy with your hands, with cold light from your hands, and melt away the blocks. And in keeping with the theme of, you know, helping your mood and your outlook, if there's any sort of mood souring baggage in your grounding, and we'll do this more later, but may as well start it now. Do you have any sort of pessimistic stuff in your grounding? Just melt it away. Cold light. Anything that gets you sort of spiraling on negative thoughts, just surround it in lots of gold light, melt it away. Doesn't mean that you will become, you know, you'll have amnesia and you won't realize what has occurred to you in your lifetime and the way the world is. It's just that you'll be able to have a more healthy perspective on it in a way that it's not so debilitating. If your mood is soured, it's like you're just hurting yourself, like, in the way you're looking at things. So we want it to help. So just in your grounding, if there's any souring, mood souring baggage or outlook souring baggage, just melt it away. Okay. Okay. So indie grounding is where you use cold light around the outer surface of your grounding, and you melt away anything that's sticking out of your grounding, any hard objects that were thrown at you that are sticking there, any connections between your grounding and other people's groundings. Go ahead and melt that away. It's not gonna help either of you, so it will help you both to melt those connections much better. All right, good enough. Okay, so aura repair. We're going to repair all your auras at the same time. So first you can just comb through them all, make a copy out in front of you of all your auras. You have 17 auras, your astral body aura, physical body aura, and then 15 auras called Wei Chi auras. WEI space CHI, Wei Chi. Wei Chi is a kind of chi that you have as a spirit, and it helps, and your body has it too, I guess. They both. The spirit energy, is it a body energy? Let's say it's both. But your Wei Chi auras, it's like strong boundaries energy. So just helps to keep you safe. And so those are the other 15 auras. So imagine all your 17 auras and just comb through them with gold light from your hands. And you want to check and see, do you feel rips? Because that's how you know you need aura repair. Of course, never hurts to just do it anyway, but it is nice to sort of sense. Like, because somebody was like, oh, you know, I woke up with a headache. That's unusual for me. Why did I wake up with a headache? But they didn't think like, oh, which of my auras needs repair so that I can fix my headache. So, sort of, you know, help people, you know, realize that aura repair, you know, being able to check, do I need aura repair? You know, because you may not feel like doing aura repair, right? But if you knew, oh, I definitely need it, maybe you could shove yourself into it doing it, you know? So being able to detect like, oh, this headache I have, gee, are any of the auras around my head, you know, have giant gashes in them? Oops, yes, you know? So anyway, cold light. So then you could do local repair if you want. Like you could even pick the exact, you know, 1 or 2 Wei Chi auras around your head that have giant gashes in them, therefore, you know, causing the lack of protection, which caused extra damage to your meridians, which cause your headache. You know, you could do that. But we're going to repair them all at once, which is faster. So just make an image of a rip and say to yourself, okay, well, this rip represents all the rips in my 17 auras. So as I repair this rip, I am repairing all the rips wherever they are in my auras, right? So you make your composite copy rip and clean it out, because rips leak energy, and that leaking energy attracts a lot of junk, and plus the hard objects that made the rip could still be there in the way. So you want to clean all that out. So sticky gold wax filled up with gold light from your hands that sticks to whatever's not you, like sticky gold wax, and lift it out and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So sticky gold wax. And so all that's not you there is going to lift out in one big lump. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, lift it out. Angels, here you go. So then use gold light. Get it as deep as you can. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you recycle them? Just in case there are some extras around. Okay, so that probably repaired most of the rips, but you may have a couple left over, so we'll just do it one more time for any leftover rips. So make a new image of a rip and say, okay, well, this represents any leftover rips that I still have. And then you can repair that. So sticky gold wax, lift out all that junk. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, lift out all the junk. Angels, here you go. So then the gold light can make better contact with the ripped surfaces. Angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way, can you recycle them? Okay, so then that probably got rid of most of the rips, well, all the rips, but you could still have hardness left over, which is a problem. So the hardness can be just like a crust on the outer surface of your auras, or it could be a couple layers internally that which I would call bruising, or it can be like what I call a scar valley, which is like, you know, it's like a big, you know, valley of hardness there, so that even though it's all repaired now, there's still that hardness. So that's a problem. Any of that is a problem. So just put out copies in front of you of all your aura hardness and melt it all away. So any aura hardness, because hardness weakens your aura. Hardness in auras allows people to cord. If someone throws energy, it breaks open really easily. Rather than if you had flow, it diffuses the energy much better. So if someone throws energy, much less of it's going to tear that way if it's flowing. So pile up all your leftover aura hardness and melt it away with gold light from your hands. All right. Then you could do a little bit of Wei Qi, like the Wei Qi auras have gold mesh spheres within them, 3 gold mesh spheres for every Wei Qi aura. So there's like an innermost gold mesh sphere, a middle one, and an outermost one. They generate gold light. So there could be some rips in those still. So you can just go around and imagine all the 15 innermost gold mesh spheres, the middle ones, the 15 middle ones, and the 15 outermost ones, and just use a lot of gold light. In case you have any rips, they'll repair rips to those mesh spheres. All right, and you can redo your gold buffer zones. Those are big gold flowy force fields that you can create and attach to the edge of your physical body aura and the edge of your astral body aura, just to act as buffers for when people throw energy at you, if it would do that. So that they have to kind of whack through the buffer first to get to your aura. So you just keep recreating those and to protect auras. So creative rings are above your head, above your astral body head, 1, 2, 3, 3 gold rings, and they generate gold light when they're in good shape and not damaged. And when they generate gold light, it's nice. It's like a little protective, squishy force field right here of gold light, and also the gold light gets sent down to all your major chakras along your spine. And helpful. So you can make a copy out in front of you of your 3 gold creative rings. You can make a big copy, a tiny copy, whatever amuses you. And you want to use gold light for your hands and melt away cords from other people. And if you have any invasive beings cording your creative rings, you can just imagine them kind of like little clouds and just say, angels, can you recycle all those invasive beings? You don't want to imagine them. You can still say, you know, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings messing with my creative rings? And when your creative rings are irritated because they have cords going into them and stuff, the flaps look like this. The flaps stick out. But that's not what you want. You want the flaps to be relaxed and shut so that it's a nice smooth round opening without the flaps sticking out. Right? So just you can check out all 3 of your creative rings and see if there are flaps sticking out. And if there are, that just means you have to do more to melt cords and repair and unblock so that these flaps can relax and fall shut. And when you get enough of them to fall shut, there's a nice chain reaction down your chakras where more and more flaps shut around the round openings of your chakras as well. So you could just really quickly just let unblock, do a quick unblocking of your 7 astral body chakras and 7 physical body chakras. Imagine them together and unblock them and relax. So creative rings and 7 chakras. All right. Just making a note of something that we're going to do later. Later in the healing. All right. So chakra repair and unblocking. So we're going to do all chakras, major and minor chakras. Is that all the way? Yeah, all chakras at the same time. Although it is nice to be able to check and be like, oh yeah, which chakras are damaged? Oh, that one, that one, that one. You could do that with your intuition, your imagination, your vision. It is useful, especially if, you know, you wake up with a headache, say. Or, you know, suddenly you have no focus whatsoever. Or, you know, you can't, your attitude is like in the toilet. You know, it could be that a couple of your chakras are damaged. Because when your chakras are damaged, they can't release properly. And so it's a lot easier for people to cord you, and it's easier to just sort of sink into negative feelings. Okay, so let's deal with that. Let's repair chakras, right? So this is the basic chakra shape, an open cylinder. So you would make an image similar to that and say, okay, well, this represents all the chakras in my body and spirit, including cute little acupuncture points, super cool and powerful acupuncture points. But they're much smaller, so I call them cute. And, you know, all the chakras that you have in your body and your spirit, right? So make it a composite copy image of all your chakras and say, okay, well, I'm going to repair and unblock, right? So just use gold light, melt cords. The cords would typically be in pairs from people or beings around the round openings here or here. They could be, if there was a big gash here, maybe there could be cords there, but typically the cords are going to be around the round openings, especially if the flaps are sticking out. Like if the flaps look like that and they're sticking out like that, which you don't want, then it would be easier for people to cord. So the more cords you melt, the more you melt the blocked energy, the more the chakra works well, the more the flaps relax and fall shut. So then your energy can come and go, but it's harder for people to cord. Lots of gold light, repair any damage. You can comb through the chakras, lift out the blocks that are healthy and gentle to get rid of, melt them away, lift out the blocks that are healthy and gentle to get rid of right now, melt them away with gold light. Lift out the blocks, melt them away with gold light. Let's do the worst one only. Because there we were doing all major and minor chakras of your body and spirit, but let's just do the worst one. So the most damaged and the most blocked. We'll just have one composite copy image that represents the worst ones right now, right? And work to unblock and repair that. And melt cords from that. Come through, drag out the junk. Gold light to melt it away or blow it up. Drag out the junk that's healthy and gentle to get rid of. Use gold light to melt it. So I want to double check releasing also. So I'll just kind of stick something in here. Okay, so we're going to unblock grounding and also the bottom of all your auras. So your auras go all around, including underneath you. So we'll unblock like from here down, especially underneath the feet. Because since we got those chakras releasing more, because they're repaired better and they're releasing better, we want to make sure that the energy can release fully all the way down to the core of the earth, not just like pool up, you know, because there's too much hardness right here, right? So melt away any hardness beneath your feet. Unblock all around the lower half of your auras. You can yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right, good. Alrighty, so stuff back here is the fifth essential. So good karma windows, those are back here in the astral body aura, base of skull points. Those are right at the base of your skull, in your physical body. And then GV is governing vessel meridian, which goes up the midline of your back and hooks around and ends in the roof of the mouth. So we'll just do the part that goes from the base of your skull to the top of your head there, the GV meridian points 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So let's, I'll stick in shoulders too, neck and shoulders. Just a lot of small print, sorry about that. But anyway, so good karma windows, those, like I said, they're in your astral body aura layers. They look, that's one triple frame window right there. See how it's 3 concentric squares? So you don't really have to worry about how that looks because you just run gold light through it and it'll repair anyway without you being able to see it. But it is, so it's like one good karma window right there, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So all 7 of your good karma windows are there behind the base of skull, behind your neck. Yeah, and it's a place where energy can enter. You want it to be repaired and unblocked so that only your energy enters through there, and energy that you want, like good karma energy, maybe like really gentle energy from the moon and the stars, like a tiny amount, uplifting energy. But you don't want like invasive beings or invasive people through there. So you want to keep it nice and repaired. So you can intuitively check, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 at a time. Is only the good stuff coming through? Is only the good stuff coming through? Because, you want the good stuff coming through, like your energy, but you don't want the invasive stuff coming through. So it's got to be repaired to the point where that's the way it is. You could also do composite copy technique to repair and unblock all at once. So imagine one composite copy that looks like a triple frame window and say, okay, well, this represents all 7 of my good karma windows. And then go ahead and unblock and repair that. Melt cords, melt any hard objects. All right. So base of skull points right there. So 2 horizontal rows of dots in the diagram. One row is at the level of the top of your earlobe. One row is at the level of the bottom of your earlobe. And that's what I call base of skull points, all those dots, all those points. Those are little chakras in those body meridians. This is traditional Chinese medicine information, the whole body meridian stuff. I mean, not the fact that you could do energy healing on them. I mean, that's sort of a Janet thing, and not only me though, other energy meridians. But so you want these meridians energetically, red is a good color. So if you notice it's more black or white or silver, that's a thing. That's a problem. So just keep using so much gold light that you melt away all that junk. So it returns to like a red flowy energy. So you want them to be like red flowy tubes with red flowy rivers inside them of your energy and your body's energy. And you can comb through your base of skull area. So like from within your head, just drag out all the junk that's healthy and gentle to get rid of. So comb through your base of skull area, drag out the junk that's healthy and gentle to get rid of. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? Deep breath while your angels do that. So then what's left is just a bunch of energy blocks and cords from people. So just run go light through the blocks and melt the people's energy out, melt the cords out, your energy out, so that the blocks just automatically melt away. If they don't automatically melt away, you could blow them up. Or sometimes that's just fun. So drag out the junk from your base of skull area. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings? Use gold light, melt away cords from people. Keep using gold light so that all these blocks melt away. Breathe into your body. Breathe into your butt. Breathe into your toes. You rotate your ankles if you want, or your wrists. We could do a little bit with neck and shoulders. Oh, GV 15 to 20. That's so GV 15 to 20. That starts in the base of skull area. So that midline meridian that goes up the midline of the back, right there, starts in the crotch, goes up the midline of the back, ends in the roof of the mouth. That's your GV meridian, governing vessel meridian. It helps to manage all your yang meridians. So self-assertiveness, take charge of your life type stuff. So by helping this one meridian, you're helping all those yang meridians. So those two dots that are close together, right there in the base of skull area and your GV meridian, that's GV 15 and 16. And then the one above that is 17. So it goes 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 is in the top of the head. The reason they're numbered that way is because that's for the GV meridian, it flows that way. It goes from bottom upward and then hooks around. So you want, again, like a red flowy tube, red flowy river within the red flowy tube. So just keep hearing, melt away any hardness, anything that's not your red flowy energy. You have trouble with peace of mind, focus. These points would be especially nice to work. And the auras around these points, GV 15 to 20, kind of like, you know, if you had a mohawk hairdo there, all that area around, home through there. You don't want any blocks because blocks cause pressure. Melt those blocks away. So GV 20 in the top of the head, it's oriented this way because it just fits right into the meridian and keeps the energy flowing within the meridian. So it's a little chakra, but it helps. It's important. All right, good enough. So then just a little bit of neck and shoulder stuff. Let's see, what do I want to show for neck and shoulder? That's a nice one. Although it doesn't show the, here, let me get one that I like. So the urinary bladder meridian, that's that yellow line. So there, that shows enough of what, so your neck and shoulders, comb through all those meridians and lift out all the junk. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? And then just lots of gold light, melt the blocks, melt the cords. Again, comb through neck and shoulders area. Lift out all the junk. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings? Yeah. Melt away blocks, melt the cords. Through those meridians in your neck and shoulders, lift out the junk, melt it all away. Another one, show the front. Stomach meridian is the green line in the diagram. Not really showing the, yeah, I want it. Maybe kidney meridian would be more straightforward. So kidney meridian starts in the leg, starts in the foot, sorry, base of the sole of the foot, but I want to show up here. Yeah, that view is what I like right there. So all those meridians in the front of the neck and shoulders. Comb through those. Drag out any junk that's healthy and gentle to get rid of. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this? And then melt all the cords from people. Melt the blocks or blow them up. So in the front of your chest, shoulders, and neck, just comb through all that junk. So comb through neck, shoulders, chest, and outward into the auras, and just drag out anything that's healthy and gentle to get rid of right now. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? Deep breath. And use gold light, melt cords going into these blocks. And melt the blocks as well, or blow them up. Comb through again, the front of your neck, shoulders, chest. Drag out anything that's healthy and gentle to get rid of. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? Comb through, melt away cords from people. And melt the blocks or blow them up. Anything didn't clear, just wrap it up in gold light and give it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? All right, good job, good job. So that was just a couple fun extras thrown in there, geeky fun. That was good carbon windows, base of skull points, governing vessel, meridian 15 to 20, and also neck and shoulders and chest in the front and the back. Just combing through and unblocking. So that was fun. Great job, great job, great job. You are so amazing. Woo, 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 woo. Yay, good job. All right. So that was the 5 essentials. So I'm just going to take a look and see how we're going to do the next technique. So I'll be quiet for a minute or two as I look at that. Okay, so this, oops, the heck happened to my camera? Wonder how long that was gone. Oops. Okay, so what we're gonna do is clear. I explained this in the intro already, in the pre-healing discussion part already, about mood souring baggage or outlook souring baggage, and how that's probably the main thing we're gonna do today is to clear that stuff. But I was looking at somebody just now, and the angels showed me this kind of like hopefully helpful visual metaphor. It's like if you're on your spiritual path and say you're like, you could imagine yourself driving a car or even just walking, but if you're facing forward, then you can walk. You're much more likely to be able to walk forward. Whereas if you're facing like, say your path is like this, if you're facing that way towards like the side of your path, either full on side of your path or like sort of like headed towards the side of your path, it's not as you're kind of stuck, right? So if you clear enough outlook souring baggage and mood souring baggage, it changes the angle of your car so that you can drive on the road properly, or changes the angle of you so that you can see your way ahead and go, oh yeah, I see, and be more likely to actually go forward. So an example of mood souring baggage could be like you think about actions you did in the past or you didn't do in the past, like decisions that you made or in the past, and you realize what you didn't know back then. Like you realize like, wow, had I known that back then, I would have made different decisions, right? But if you're stuck on like some failure energy or some like kind of I'm a loser kind of energy, then you could really turn it into just like I've wasted my life. This feeling of like you ruined it. I've wasted decades of my life. I've ruined everything, blah, 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 blah. Right. But if you clear that blocked energy enough, then you could just think, well, now I'm wiser, you know, and now I see what I didn't see back then. And, you know, I'm grateful that I'm still alive to learn even more. You know, it's like glass half empty versus glass half full. And so that's what we're going to be doing. So if you want to think of it as glass half empty, glass half full, or the angle of your car, or just, you know, if you're facing forward and you can see your way forward, or you just are like kind of train wrecking on something, and your angle is off on your path. Sometimes I like seeing it, I like imagining it like a ship on the water, and you want your angle to be a certain way that would be optimal for you. And so just like, oh, this is the optimal direction of my ship on the water. And which direction am I traveling right now? And so maybe it's, you know, it's not the optimal. So you clear enough baggage so that your ship is pointed the optimal direction. So however you want to see it, you know, a car on a path, you on the path, you as a ship on the water. There are lots of different ways to imagine it, but that's the idea, that we're going to clear the baggage that's causing you to point the wrong way, to have mood or outlook souring baggage, which could also be vision blocking baggage. You know, you can't see your way forward because you're too busy train wrecking on the negativity. Oh, right. So let's do it. It's much easier to do than to explain the 5,000 different ways it could look. Alrighty. So again, lots of options, but you can make a big gold blanket out in front of you and just pile onto it the mood souring or outlook souring baggage that you may have. And it could be that you don't feel like your mood is sour, but it could be that it's just like there's certain levels of insight that you're blocked from, you know? And so it's like this baggage is either souring your mood or your outlook or blocking your clarity and your wisdom, right? So anything that's in the way of you, you know, really having that forward momentum, right? So put that out in front of you. Anything that's tanking your mood, your outlook, or, you know, screwing with your vision or your wisdom, right? And then the angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? Deep breath while your angels check your pile. And then the second question for the angels is, angels, can you please recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? Another deep breath. And then now you get to get rid of all this stuff. So you can just bring up red earth energy and ground this pile, gold light, and melt cords from people going into this, all this baggage. And wash everybody out of the baggage. Wash yourself out. And then you can just keep using gold light till all the baggage melts fully, or you could blow it up at that point. So again, put out there in front of you any baggage that sours your mood, sours your outlook, your perspective, blocks your clarity or your wisdom. So just put all that out there. Angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? And then bring up red earth energy, soak it all in red earth energy, gold light, use gold light to melt away cords from other people going into your baggage. Because it's very likely that you have people cording this stuff. So just melt all those cords and melt all the baggage. Or blow up the baggage. And if anything's left over, just wrap it up in gold light and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Okay. So good job, good job, good job, good job. I'm going to again look, see what we should do next. All right. So there's an expression in English, having a shit list. And a shit list, it's like a revenge list, sort of. It's like people that you're really not okay with. You know, like you resent these people and you're keeping a list, you know, oh, you're on my shit list. It's sort of, it's like an organized list of who that person resents and who that person feels like they should punish. Right. And so we're going to clear, and again, this is not forcing anybody to do anything. So if I'm healing somebody and they really are into their revenge and they, even on a spirit level, they don't want to get rid of any of it, they won't, right? I'm just using gold light. It's not like I'm forcing you, right? But the idea and the reasoning behind it, more explaining. More explaining. But the reason behind it is that it could really hold you back. It could really sour your mood and be completely counteractive to what we're trying to get you to be at, which is a more like visionary, enthusiastic, motivated, forward-moving version of yourself, right? And so if you're stuck thinking, yeah, but they did this to me and they did this to me and they did this to me, and you, by having a shit list, you're on some level, maybe just subconsciously, but you're reminding yourself of all the shitty things that these people did to you. And it's, I mean, you'll still have the knowledge, you know, it's not like you're going to accidentally befriend these people in another life and think they're fabulous if you get rid of your shit list. It's just that you won't be stuck in a revenge plan, basically. Because karma's gonna, teach everybody what they need to learn. So if somebody lacked compassion or they lacked empathy and they betrayed somebody, they're gonna have to learn, that that's not cool, one way or another. So you don't have to be the instrument of karma in that way. Although I do know some people are pretty invested in being the instrument of karma in that way. But I mean, unless it's your career to be like a cop or something, then that's like maybe a more healthy way to be an instrument of karma, I guess. Or a judge. But if that's not your profession, then it could be in your best interest, most likely, to just let go of the shit list and just keep the knowledge of what's happened to you, who did it, what you're learning from it, and learn your discernment about people and being a judge of character and all that. That's, you keep all that. It's just the shit list, the revenge stuck energy that we're gonna potentially clear if you're open to it. And I would encourage people to give it a try, even if you think, oh, I'm such a positive person, I don't have any of that. Because it could mean that you do have it, but you've shoved it in your subconscious because you think, well, I'm not like that. And so therefore you're declaring you're not like that rather than not being like that. It's two different things. So, and plus you have past lives, you could have been raised in a culture in some past life that was really into shit lists and vengeance and stuff. And you had the shit lists from those past lives. So let's do it. All right. So let's see. Go ahead and make a big old blanket out in front of you and just pile onto it any revenge baggage, any baggage that makes you feel like I really need to, those people suck and I'm going to pay them back or whatever. Or like, I hope the universe gets them, like any sort of a sense of like you're, grrr, just put all that revenge baggage out in front of you and, you'll have the angels double check it. So if it's not in your best interest to get rid of it, you won't get rid of it. Okay. Just put all that revenge baggage out in front of you, all the shit list baggage, put all that out in front of you. You can even pile your shit lists onto this pile too. All your shit lists subconsciously from past lives, any shit lists. Maybe different boyfriends or girlfriends in past lives that have betrayed you, all your shit lists, infidelity shit lists, all sorts of shit lists, people that stole money from you, whatever, just put all your shit lists out in front of you in a pile. Say, angels, is it in my best interest to clear all this right now? And let your angels help you decide. So they'll just go through it all and see. Deep breath. So if something isn't in your best interest to clear, your angels just removed it, which means that everything that's still out there is in your best interest to clear right now. So you could go ahead and bring up red earth energy straight from the core of the earth. Soak all this revenge baggage and shit list stuff. Soak it in red earth energy. Use gold light. Definitely melt cords between your shit list baggage and your revenge baggage and other people. As it's super likely that other people are stuck in this stuff. So wash everybody out of your shit list baggage, your revenge baggage, your actual shit lists. Wash everybody out. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this stuff, can you please recycle them? Because that's pretty possible too. Because invasive beings love drama like this. Because it's very uncentering. So, okay, so then just keep washing your energy out, everybody else's energy out, and just let all that baggage melt away. Let the shit list melt away with gold light. Melt it all away. Couple deep breaths. So you can say too, you know, because there may be some that it was too much to clear right now, even. So you can say, angels, can you help me with this later in my sleep if I need more? Good job, good job. Okay, so I'm gonna look and see what we're doing next. Okay, so this part is kind of going to be chakra alignment, but not exactly. I noticed that if you can do certain types of unblocking, it's better than chakra alignment. It achieves chakra alignment, but it gets at the root cause of why your chakras were misaligned. And so therefore the chakra alignment could be longer lasting. Why do you care about chakra alignment and what is it? Well, chakra alignment is like, are your major chakras along your spine, your 7 major chakras on your astral body, your 7 major chakras of your physical body, are they in a line? Are they oriented, you know, in a, like, are they all working together? Because if one's like this, 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 they don't work together well enough. If they're all lined right, then, you know, 7th like this, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 like this, and they're lined up straight, then they cooperate together better. And like one being unblocked helps the other be unblocked, helps the other. It's like there's a little bit of more cooperative momentum with them. Whereas if they're kind of all askew and knocked every which way, it's much harder to process efficiently, and you know, it's kind of like you're just all wobbly. So that's what chakra alignment is, right? Just, you know, in a line basically and oriented the same way. But chakra alignment can be caused by you have too much invasive energy coming in. Commonly it's from above, but it could be here, it could be anywhere, right? But if you can, like, say you could unblock enough here that now this part of your auras protect you better. So now you don't have a lot of wacky invasive energy coming in. That could allow them to pop into place, your chakras. So we're going to unblock in order to achieve chakra alignment rather than direct gold light to the chakras to, you know, so that they can click into place. We'll fix the invasive energy issue if you have one so that they can pop into alignment themselves and therefore hopefully stay aligned for longer. Okay, let's finally do it. All right, so above the head first and above the shoulders. I guess first you could check, your own chakra alignment. Check astral, you know, 7, astral 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? Are they like if your astral 7th is in where you want it, like creative rings, astral 7th, are they, centered with each other? And then astral 6th, is it directly underneath or is it kind of a little over or, oriented slightly off? So you don't fix it right now, just kind of notice that. How askew are they? Which ones? Maybe the first couple are fine, then the rest are not. Maybe they're all fine on the astral. Astral 7, maybe physical 7th, the top ones are fine, but not the bottom ones. Just get a sense, maybe just intuitively, if you can't see energy. Maybe you sense that they're all off, which is fine. So then unblock. Like notice where the harsh energy is coming in that continues to knock them off, and then just unblock, so that, because your auras should be a nice protection so that energy can't come through. But if there's too many blocks, it's easy for that invasive energy to hook in and come through, hook into the blocks. So unblock above your shoulders, block above your head, and you could even like say your chakras are moved over to one side, you can know exactly where the block is going to be. Like if they're over this way, then the intense energy is coming this way, knocking your chakras over. But you can just cover your bases and unblock everywhere if you want. You just don't want overwhelming energy coming. Again, we've already done aura repair. So that's sort of the assumption with this, that you don't need aura repair. If you do, there is an aura repair section earlier in the healing. You can go back and do that first. So now we just did unblocking up there above shoulders and above head, so that this part of your auras, these parts of your auras can protect you better. So now double check your alignment again of your astral 7 chakras. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Physical body 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're not fixing it, you're just detecting the way it is now and see if it's changed and improved since you unblocked there. So say maybe your upper chakras are fine now, but not like say 4, 3, 2, 1. So that could mean that something is coming in right in the front or in the back at that level to knock that one out of place and the ones beneath it. So just, we'll just unblock the fronts and the backs of all your chakras enough so that they can do their job and protect you better. So we're unblocking the whole front of your auras, especially in front of your major chakras. Although in front of your legs is cool too. And then back here. Behind all your chakras, behind your leg. So unblock enough so that there's not a lot of overwhelming energy coming in, so your auras can do their job and protect you. So now double check. Astral 7 chakras, 7, creative rings, astral 7th, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then physical body, just double check how it is. Physical body 7th chakra, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So say, it still gets out of alignment in the lower chakras, so unblock right in front of and right behind the lower chakras. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into these blocks, can you please recycle them? All right, so then there's still a pacing of release. You can't release everything at once. Your bodies and your spirit are going to have a pace, but I think the pacing will be faster than it would be otherwise, you know, if you have that nice alignment. I hope that makes sense. And if you do want me to check your chakra alignment after the healing, that could be a quick thing. And you could ideally write what you sense first, and then I'll double check it. Because then it's like you're practicing assessing it yourself. But if you're a newbie, you know, you don't have to self-assess first. Ask me to look at your chakra line. All right, cool. I'm going to look for a second and see how we're going to do the next technique. Okay, so I don't know how common this expression is. I learned it from my husband. I don't know if it's only, you know, in sports or whatever, but a rally stopper is like, there was this momentum. It's like in a sports game, like good things happen, you know, someone does this, plays this part well, then another teammate plays this well, and it's like you got a rally going, you know, it's all this good stuff happening for that team, and then something happens and it just stops all the progress, you know, and tide turns and no one does good things on the team for a little bit, you know. So a rally stopper in a personal sense could be like, you want to do something, you have the time, you have the energy, but then you just get stuck on some kind of subconscious baggage, like that. Maybe you feel like you have to make the perfect choice, like the project you start working on has to be the best one, you know, or you have to find, you have to do it perfectly, or you have to do it in a way that, you know, impresses your neighbors or impresses your parents, or, you know, doesn't make anyone angry with you. You know, good luck with that. So there can be some kind of rally stopping baggage like that, which you may be conscious of, but you may be that may be purely subconscious. That just causes you to kind of you know, procrastinate or do little things that aren't that important or meaningful to you. So that's what I mean by it, rally stopping baggage. And it could be like in a rally, you know, something's already going, you know, but with what I mean is even if you are, it's like everything else is in place, you know, like your momentum, your time, you know, and you just don't do it, you know, and there's just some kind of, like the way I looked at it with this client, it's like her car was pointed in the right direction on her path now, and she had the gas in the car, she had the energy, but it's like she had these little blocks in front of the wheels of her tires, and it was her mom going, well, let me help you, you know, and then her mom is like, well, do this, 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 and this, you know, so her help was to basically get her to do something totally different that she wasn't about to do, you know? But it's like she kind of slipped it in there by saying, well, I'm helping, let me help, you know? And so then her car wasn't going anywhere because she was like, that's not what I wanted to do. What am I doing now? Why am I letting her help me? I hate this. You know? So whatever it is, you don't have to know what it is, but that's the idea. You're just going to clear that baggage that like causes your car to just spin and not go forward. Hope that makes sense. And it's easy to do. So let's do it. You don't have to know what it is, or, you know, maybe it's your own baggage, maybe it's, you know, dumped energy from somebody, doesn't matter, right? So just big gold blanket out in front of you if you want, or big gold dumpsters, big gold boxes, or just make piles and put out in front of you onto the blanket any rally stopping baggage that you have, you know, subconsciously, consciously, from this life or past lives, from other people, from your own baggage, whatever rally stopping baggage you have. Maybe it's, you know, fear, maybe it's, you know, whatever, guilt, self-judgment, whatever. Put all that out in front of you. Maybe it's energy from other people trying to help you. Put all that energy out in front of you. Say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? Deep breath while your angels check your piles. And then go ahead and you can make a red grounding just for these piles, up straight up from the core of the earth, red earth energy. Soak these piles in red earth energy. Use gold light to melt cords going into these piles from other people. Melt all those cords. And wash out the pile with gold light. Wash everybody's energy out of this baggage. These energy blocks. Wash everybody out. Wash yourself out. And just keep using gold light so the baggage finally fully melts. And if there's any left over, I mean, and you could also blow it up too. That's an option. Any left over, just wrap it up in gold light. Give it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? We'll do that one more time. Of course, you can do it more later if you want. Big gold blanket out in front of you. Put onto it any rally stopping baggage that you have. So it could be just a bunch of anger that you have. It could be a bunch of fear that you have. It could be judgment, energy from other people helping you or whatever. Just put it all out in front of you. Any rally stopping baggage. Say, angels, is this healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? Deep breath. Let your angels check your piles. You can say too, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this junk, can you please recycle them? And then lots of gold light. And melt cords going into these piles. You can bring up red earth energy, soak the piles with red earth energy. Wash everybody out of these piles. Melt the cords, melt yourself out. And keep using gold light to either fully melt the piles or you could blow them up too. And if there's anything left over, just wrap it up in gold light. Give it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? All right. Good job. Good job. Woohoo. Yay. Oops. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to look for another little bit, see what we should do next. Okay, so this is something that we did in the last healing as well. Take back your dreams. Dreams meaning goals, aspirations, plans that you have. And I had said people can take them from you if you have boundary issues with them. They can get in your space and take your dreams if they want. But you can always take them back. That's the good news. So you don't have to know for sure who took them, who took which ones and all that. It's easy to take them back. This time we'll just do, well, we'll do from one specific person in case you have a hunch about one specific person, but then we'll just do generic, whole bunch of dreams, taking back a whole bunch of dreams from whoever took them and not really think about who took them. So first we'll do doing a specific person. Okay, so for the specific person, just imagine yourself, imagine them, and don't go into their space. Just stay here. Feel your body, wiggle your toes, feel your butt. Be here, be here, be here. But the idea is, if they took your dreams, you can imagine your dreams visually. Like maybe like a gold scroll, if you want, like a wrapped up piece of paper that's gold. Yeah, that could represent one of your dreams. But you can represent it in a different way, like a flower petal or a certain type of flower or whatever, however you like, however is pretty and nice for you to imagine your dreams, right? And so if someone took your dream, it could look like the gold scroll is in a box, in a black box, and they have the black box, and your gold scroll is inside it. So don't do anything to them, don't harm them at all. But it's okay to take back your dream because they took it and it was yours. And it's okay to, but you don't go into their space, you just call it back to you. And it works because it's yours, so you call it back. And it's okay to call back the black box with it, even though technically they made the black box, just because the black box is kind of like a device around your dream. And so it's like the angels, from what I can hear, are like, yeah, go ahead, call back the box and the scroll, so that you have all that in front of you. So all the boxes and scrolls from that person, and then just say, angels, can you help me do this cleanly and safely? And then just run a lot of gold light through it. Run gold light through. You could say too, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into any of this, can you recycle them? Just so then that's less drama, right? And melt away that cords from that person that are going to you anywhere, and also to the boxes and the scrolls. And just melt the cords, melt everybody out, melt the black boxes. So they're all gone. So that's just the gold scrolls. And then keep running gold light through the gold scrolls. The idea with this is some of these dreams and goals you may have outgrown. Like when you were 5, maybe you did want to drive a red truck every day for the rest of your life. And now that you're, however old you are, maybe red trucks really aren't your thing anymore, right? So as you run gold light through it, just allow yourself to adjust and allow the dreams that don't suit you anymore to kind of melt away. So you don't really have to think about it, but just a heads up that will be occurring. So run gold light through these dreams and goals of yours that you've gotten back. So the ones that no longer work for you just completely dissolve and you get the energy back. And the ones that do still work for you, they get cleaned off and, you get it back. So you get back your gold scroll. or flower, whatever. So there you go. So that's how you take back your dreams from a specific person who took them from you. And again, don't do anything to them. You're just calling back your stuff in addition to the black box and melting the black box. So now we will just do taking back your dreams from anyone. You don't have to worry about who they're from. And this is a little bit time saving too, because, you know, you're just, you can call back to, you know, the space right in front of you, any dreams and dreams or goals of yours that were taken that are really good for you to get back right now. They're healthy and gentle and, you know, helpful for you to get back right now. So any of your dreams and goals that were taken that are healthy and gentle for you to get back right now, and it could be a really big pile or it could be just a couple, whatever, doesn't matter. And just imagine the box, the black box and the scroll, and go ahead and melt away the black box. You can say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings in the way? And angels, can you help me do this in a, you know, karmically positive, clean, safe way? You know, so just melt away the black boxes and then run gold light through all the gold scrolls. And just, you know, recognize that, you know, maybe some of these dreams don't work for you anymore and you'll be converting them just back into regular energy of yours. And the ones that work for you, then you just clean them off and now you have them back. And we'll do a clearing STEBs just as a cleanup from that. So STEB stands for stubborn triggered energy blocks. And it could be that that whole idea of even just thinking about the fact that, you know, someone took something from you at some point is a little triggering. So we're going to clear anything that could have triggered from thinking about that stuff and working that stuff. So any energy blocks that you have that are bothering you on any level, you can make a big gold blanket out in front of you, pile all those energy blocks out in front of you. Maybe some fear triggered or some anger triggered or whatever, sadness, grief, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So put all that junk out in front of you. The angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? And then one more request. Angels, can you please recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? Breath while your angels do that for you. And then just lots of gold light and just melt away all these stubborn triggered energy blocks. You can melt cords going into these blocks from other people. And melt all these blocks. Or you could blow them up. Okay, one more time, a little faster. Put out your STEBs. Red, earth energy, gold light, angels. Is this healthy and gentle? Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? Lots of gold light, melt the cords, melt the block, or blow them up. If you have any left over, just wrap them up in gold light, give them to your angels. Angels, can you help me with these? All right. Good job, good job. Woo! Yay. I'm just taking notes for a second because I have to, within a day, I'm going to put chapters and timestamps. Okay. So this last thing is sort of a little extra. We don't have to do it for boundaries. I just think it'd be a nice addition. So inner calm, it's kind of like peace of mind, serenity, that type of idea. And how we're going to do it is we're going to imagine your inner calm as like calm waters. Maybe like the backdrop that I'm using right now on the video, the water and the gentle waves, or maybe just like still water and, see if there's something like making a lot of splashing, messing with the calmness. Not that you can't, have passion and everything, but if you are able to have calm, like, are you able to have serenity? Or is it just so frenetic and like a speeding car and you're just trying to steer it properly before you crash somewhere? I want you to have the ability to have inner calm and resonate in that way when you want. So that's the idea. So if you, and we're going to heal the parts of you, if there's anybody else or if there's any invasive beings in, messing with that calm, we're going to get rid of them. And then if there's parts of you messing with your own inner calm, we're going to heal those parts of you. So first we'll do inner calm, clearing out other people and invasive beings that are messing with your inner calm. And then we'll heal parts of you that are messing with your inner calm. Okay. So, so imagine your inner calm however you want. It could be like calming waters, like this backdrop, or, like a surface of water that's just really peaceful and beautiful. However you want to imagine calm. And then, imagine your inner calm and see, is there something creating a lot of waves and chaos, messing with that smooth peacefulness? And first, just imagine, if it's other people or invasive beings. You can just say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are messing with my inner calm? And again, check those waters and see if, your inner calm ability is nice, if it's improved at all. And then notice if there are people in your space that are messing with that inner calm, and just run gold light through them so that they leave your space. And if you happen to, I have at least one client who is kind of stuck about that they don't want to heal the person that's in their space, even if it's getting them out of their space, which would help them usually, but they won't do it. So if you're like that, you can ask your angels to remove that person from your space. If you have a problem with running gold light through somebody that's in your space. But essentially using gold light to wash them out. And you're melting away the baggage that was like the open door for them to get in the first place. So again, just melt everybody out that's messing with that inner calm that you have. And then imagine your inner calm and parts of you that are messing with your own inner calm. And you can see how many parts of you there are that do that. And you can line up all those parts of you, all those little mini yous that are messing with your calm. Maybe some of them are stuck in fear, some of them are stuck in like busy chatter, like really fast, sped up mental energy. Maybe some of them are stuck in a lot of sadness, something extreme. So just heal these mini yous. And you can say, angels, help me do this in a healthy and gentle way. right? But just bring up red earth energy, gold light, and just to the extent that's healthy and gentle, heal these mini yous that are messing with your inner calm. Lots of gold light. You can make energy healing presents for these mini yous, you know, like little whatever healing energy they need. So, and it could be in the form of flowers or, you know, little cars or whatever you think these inner parts of you need. And just say, angels, can you check these presents? And then put them at a respectful distance in front of these parts of you. Don't like force feed them, you know, to see if these parts of you take the gifts. And then just keep healing these parts of you. Lots of gold light. You can bring up red earth energy. You can bring up orange earth energy. You can bring up yellow earth energy. You can say, angels, help me finish healing these parts of me. Or angels, can you finish healing these parts of me? Again, we're healing parts of you that are messing with your own inner calm. All right. So, so those parts of you hopefully now dissolved fully, and they're, you know, you have the energy back. And just go ahead and imagine again your inner calm as, you know, maybe calming waters like this video backdrop, or however you want to visually represent calm. Maybe still water, nice gentle waves, whatever you like for inner calm, inner peace, serenity, right? And just imagine how your serenity is right now. Is it better than it was before, you know, 5 minutes ago? And you can just heal this surface of the water and just, you know, keep enhancing your serenity, your own inner calm. And if you feel like something's hovering over it, maybe that's some invasive beings. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with my serenity, can you recycle them? Again, if you feel like there are people in your space messing with your serenity, just keep running gold light so that they pop out. I'm going to melt the baggage that lets them in, so just keep popping them out. All right, good job, good job. So we're going to wrap up. So just have a copy out in front of you of yourself. Wash through it with gold light from your hands. You can unblock above the top of your auras. You don't want any hardness above your. You want your new energy to be able to come in through the top of your auras. So you don't want any hard feeling up there. Pull that away. Not any hardness above your shoulders, above your head, anywhere. Front of your body, behind your body. Pick out your legs. So your legs, let's do some gold bottle brush for your legs, just for kicks. So gold bottle brush is just what it sounds like. It's like if you were at the sink cleaning out a bottle with a brush, you know, it's the same thing. You just make one out of gold energy and make it the size of your legs. Have a copy of your legs out in front of you and just clean out all the blocks in your legs. Angels, here you go. Get all the junk stuck to the brush and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Make a new brush. You're unblocking your legs. Angels, here you go. There you go. Sound effects optional, of course. So you want to be able to bring up red earth energy up from the soles of your feet, the arch of your foot, big foot chakra in the arch of your foot. Unblock that. So like if this is the chakra in the arch of your foot, it wouldn't be this long though. Just unblock down here so the earth energy can come in through there. And set your feet chakra to red. And just unblock. And just let that red earth energy come up your legs, through your knees, through your thighs, in the front of your first chakra. So unblock the front of your first chakra and the front of your kundalini chakra, which is right below your first chakra. Unblock those chakras so the red earth energy can come in. Unblock the back of your first chakra and the back of your kundalini chakra. All right. Come through everything. Auras, your chakras, your legs, your arms, your neck, shoulders. As we wrap up, you can just ask your angels, angels, can you help me to have strong, healthy boundaries? Angels, can you help me wrap up this healing? Okie doke. That's a healing. Good job, good job. You're a rock star. Woo! Alrighty. So we're about to take a break, bathroom break and stretching break. And then we'll do at least 30 minutes of a little discussion time afterwards. You can post what the healing was like for you. And if you have any comments about the theme, strong boundaries or inner calm or taking back your dreams, all that good stuff that we worked today. And if you did want me to look at your energy, if you're a newbie, I wouldn't, that's fine. Go for it. But if you are aware of my work, you know my work a little bit, please try to be a little more empowered and put your own observations about yourself first. Like read your own issue, state your issue, read it yourself first. And then I'll just give you feedback on, if I agree with your assessment, and if I have anything to add. And if you, yeah, that's it. So let's take a break. I'll get rid of the camera while I'm gone. And I'll be right back. I am back. So let's do a quick stretching break if you want. Do your own stretching, whatever's healthy and safe for your body right now. I'll just do stretching for a minute or two and then we'll do the little chit chat part. I'm back. All right. Okie dokie. All right, so looking for comments I didn't get to yet. And if I don't have time to get to everyone's comment, which is possible, just repost your comment under the video after the live. And I will post a reply under your comment when I have time. Someone says, hey Janet, we can see and hear you. 104 degrees Fahrenheit today and steamy. It's crazy. Wow. 104, that's hot. 104 Fahrenheit would be approximately like maybe 39 degrees, maybe 40 degrees centigrade. All right. High from Evanston, 75 degrees Fahrenheit and cloudy. See, now that's nice gardening weather. Someone says hello from Orange County, California. Hello to you. It's nice and sunny out. Oh, good. Someone says hi, Janet from New Hampshire with lots of cool trees. 88 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a little toasty. 88 Fahrenheit. That's maybe like 33 degrees Celsius, like that. Someone says, wait, I gotta scroll down. If I have a chakra out of alignment, meaning out of line going up and down, chakras 8 to 1. Yeah, I mean, you don't really have to align to your 8th chakra. I would just do creative rings on down. Your 8th chakra is going to be fine, you know, but just 7th, creative rings, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But anyway, not Kundalini chakra. My 3rd is off to the left, like off to my left-hand side. If I'm trying to align chakras 8 to 1 with filaments, 2 chakras, 8 to 1, astral self. I feel my 5th chakra and filament. Out of alignment. Astral. When aligning filaments, I don't think is a thing. I think just unblocking the filaments, making sure there's enough flow, and making sure each chakra is generating enough energy. If you want to sense an extra useful thing. So are the chakras generating enough energy? Are the filaments unblocked enough? But yeah, aligning filaments doesn't really add up for me, because if it's not like an aligned thing with filaments. It's just getting the energy from one place to the other without mucking it up with a lot of baggage in the middle. But anyway, okay, so you're saying your read and you're having me double check. Okay, so I look, you astral 7, 6, 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think astral 3rd is in alignment. It just got weird stuff in the front of it. Like there's some kind of a funny device thing in front of it. It looks sort of like it's like white and hard. Almost looks like petals of a flower, but it's just a device from, I think, from your mom. From when you were a kid. Anyway, so yeah, there's just some funniness in front of your 3rd chakra astrally, but I think it is aligned. Yeah. Physical 7, 6, 5. 5 is slightly off, but not much. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, they're fine. Yeah. Are they? Is the filaments fine? 7, 7, 6, 6. 4, 4 is a little tight. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Yeah, just the 4th filaments are a little tight. So they're pretty nice. So hope that helps. Someone says, I've been having a lot of health issues with pressure behind my eyes and what feels like a ton of pressure above my head. Are angels saying it's health related? I also think it might have to do with my creative rings, my 7th, or something right above my aura. Okay, so that's a nice detailed self-assessment. So if we look at base meridians just for kicks. So you're saying pressure behind your eyes, ton of pressure above your head. Well, sphenoid bone is always a fun one to work. I don't have an image right now of the sphenoid bone to put up, but it's I should though, because I'm so in love with the sphenoid bone. But I don't think I have any images ready to put up here, which is ironic since I'm so in love with that bone. I should really have an image. Okay, I'll have to get that. But anyway, your sphenoid bone is that the bone in your head that it goes from your temples behind your eyes. So that would be a really nice one to just imagine that, and like red earth energy, and soak it with red earth energy, and like if I do that right now with you, like red earth energy for your sphenoid bone, and then like there are some invasive beings hooked in, just a couple. So you could say angels, you recycle any invasive beings, courting sphenoid bone. And then it does seem like energy comes down from above towards the sphenoid bone. So then you just unblock above the head enough so it like calms down. There's not like a downpour of junk coming at it. So it seems to be much calmer now. I don't sense anything pouring down at it. So then look from in front of to see like if stuff is coming from the front towards the sphenoid bone, and just unblock your auras in front of the sphenoid bone, around your eyeballs and in front of there, and just keep unblocking until you feel like things calm down. There's no more foreign energy rushing at your sphenoid bone. Izzy, are you okay? Izzy busy? Perfect. He just coughed up on the mat I used to stretch. That's what I get for leaving the mat down. Anyway. Okay, buddy? Yeah, he's fine. Average dog stuff. But anyway, yeah, so it looks like your sphenoid bone's a little more peaceful now. And then you could check like UB meridian, because that's the yellow one in the diagram. So it starts in the corner of the eye and then goes up. So is UB1, UB2? Izzy, leave it. Izzy. Of course, the half the fun of coughing things up is then you get to eat them a second time. It's so disgusting. So you can think of like UB1 and UB2, just like we would do with sphenoid bone, and just see if there's pressure coming at it. Typically that would be from the front in like that. And just see, you know, there could be little energy blocks like right in front of there, which there are. So that's something you could do on your own. I've done enough already. So just unblock right in front of UB1 and UB2 on either side. But yeah. So yeah. Your creative rings are fine right now. I mean, it could be that sometimes your creative rings are messed up too, which would increase the boundaries issues in those areas. But yeah, that's the kind of work that you would do, what I just did on you. It's not really health related, it's just energy boundary stuff. There is an herb for a certain type of headache. Feverfew herb is nice for that. So in traditional Chinese medicine, I think there are a couple different things that can cause a headache, but one of them is an accumulation of damp heat. And feverfew as an herbal supplement can help clear damp heat. But if you have too much of it, then you could get the opposite situation. So you can just use your intuition. If you have feverfew herb handy, then you could see if it's a situation where feverfew herb would help. But it looks like for you, you could just deal with it energy-wise, you know, just unblock enough so that your auras do their job and protect properly. And with the UB chakras, like you could kind of uncrush them because they got a little crushed. So they're kind of like if I were to crumble this up, but I don't want to because then I'd have to make a new one. But like your UV1 and UV2 are a little crumpled. So you just use enough gold light so that they, you know, and maybe red earth energy so that they uncrumple and flow better again. Okay, moving on. Someone says, can you please suggest what may help with training to read yourself in relation to others? Also, how do you see invasive energy in someone else's space? Is it different in color / feel? There was a whole set that I did on reading yourself and others. I think it was like 2 different triplet sets back in the day. So if you search, you know, Janet Wright, you know, on YouTube, if you search Janet Wright healing read yourself. Janet Wright Healing, read others, that kind of thing. You should pull them up. I think there was 2 different sets that I did around the same time that had like little walkthroughs and stuff. But typically, you know, you can just imagine, just don't like have expectations that you have to see in all this detail, you know, just see what you see. So it's like you got your movie screen in your 6th layer and you just imagine, okay, here's an image of you, here's an image of another person. Don't do anything to them. You're just watching, right? And so there's you, there's them, and then you watch, are there cords in between you guys? What's going on? Is there energy flowing? You know, like invasive beings coming from them, through them, towards you. Could be like, you know, like if I look at you and your mom, right? So there's you, there's her. And sometimes if she's really flipping out on you, there's invasive beings coming through her towards you, kind of like a wind, you know, that flows through her towards you. So you could see it kind of like a white dustiness trying to flow into your space. But when you have your boundaries with it, it just sort of bounces off of your auras and doesn't come in. If you get all like, you know, resistant and avoidant and, you know, and like overwhelmed, then, you know, your space could like, some of that, you know, dusty cloudiness can come into your space. You know, a couple of the invasive beings could be courting you through her space. But you can imagine it however you want. There's no perfect way to imagine stuff, you know. It just, sometimes it looks one way, sometimes it looks another way. Sometimes, you know, a different reader just has a different preferred way of seeing it. So I hope that makes sense. I mean, the point is the information, you know. When you say, how do you see invasive energy in someone else's space? Is it different in color / feel? I mean, whatever you see, you can use your intuition to be like, well, is that them? Is that somebody else? But typically, you know, like if I look at your mom, you know, there's her energy and then there's energy that's not hers. Energy that's not hers, there's like big, like black, heavy walls that she has in the back of her auras that are not her. It's just like grief deposits that she's avoiding. And then there's like black shadowy stuff, which is just like some invasive beings of hers. There's like some fear stuff, you know, in the front of her aura that's like, you know, it's like energy blocks that look like white boards, but then there's like some invasive beings kind of courting there. So it looks sort of like wavy, mushy moving stuff around the whiteboards, and that's just a couple invasive beings hooked into the fear blocks that she has. So generally invasive energy, well, sometimes it moves like that. It looks kind of like wavy, like a jellyfish or something, or smoky. But it can look, you know, just heavy and big and imposing too, you know. But you know, the person typically just looks like a person, you know, and their energy just looks like color around them. But the invasive beings, they look sort of moving and separate, potentially. So I don't know if that helps, but maybe it does. Someone says, thank you, Janet. I'm feeling way better from earlier today. Oh, compared to earlier today. I was feeling pretty dejected and stuck before. I had read that I had a black cloud surrounding me on my path and in the sky, which was beings, invasive beings, and past life junk. I think the rally stopping blocks would help with my move job. Loved the shit list work too. Okay, so the question is, earlier today, why were you feeling dejected and stuck earlier today? Looked like it was hard for you to be present in your physical body chakras, like even at a 7th chakra level, there was just a lot of muck in your aura, like above you and affecting your upper chakras. So you can't like go, you know, you have to come from the top down. So since there was problems even with the upper chakras, it just seems like you didn't even wake up right. You know, it's just kind of real off and weird. So that's the first thing I noticed. But yeah, if I look at your path, I would see what you saw with the black cloudiness all around. But for me, I see it, you know, in the top of your aura and your upper chakras, like top left side of your space and your upper chakras. So, yeah. But, yeah, it's beings, but it's blocks that allow the beings, you know, I mean, it wasn't aura damage necessarily, it's just blocks, you know, so you needed a lot of unblocking so that the beings don't have an easy way to come in. Would rally stopping blocks help with your move job? Yeah, I definitely think so. I'm glad you like the shit list work. Someone says, oop, and I skipped a comment. I just got back from a short walk, no without pain meds. Oh, congratulations. And I feel so grateful. Yeah, congratulations. That's wonderful. Yesterday I was a mess because of controlling or different family, but I gave myself a pep talk and got through it. Oh, you're a rock star. That's great. I was hoping that the you were one of my sample people today also, actually, but in the Sunday healing, you were one of my sample people for the Take Back Your Dreams part, and also the unblock the top of the GV Meridian Wei Chi aura. So the GV Meridian Wei Chi aura, unblocking the top of it. And then the actually for a lot of the sections of that healing, the clearing distortion blocks. I feel like there was something else. I think we did, it's not in my notes, but I think we did the kidney meridian. Was that the first healing? The kidney meridian, it starts in the foot. Yeah, I don't have it written down in my paper notes, but I think we did the kidney meridian in the last healing. The Sunday healing. And you were one of the sample people, one of the reasons that we did it. Is the kidney meridian starts in the sole of the foot. And so I thought, you know, because you described your pain and how part of it is in the foot. So I just thought, let's do that. So that's part of why we unblocked the kidney meridian. We unblocked the whole thing as a river. And I don't think we did much with kidney 1, that point right at that, but that would be a cool one to do just all by itself. Unblock it. And then we unblocked the kidney meridian by the chest extra, because we did chest work. But we did the whole kidney meridian as a river, and we unblocked the beginning and the middle of it and the whole river. So you could keep working that. But I think the Take Back Your Dreams thing is big for you. I'm hoping that today's stuff too, with the changing, clearing the baggage that sours your mood or your perspective, I'm hoping that that would be a key thing for you also. Because if you can clear, you know, it's like selectively, because you can't be perfect by tomorrow, you know, but if you can pinpoint the trauma or baggage that most sours your mood and kind of kills your momentum and your good feelings, you know, and clear that, you know, so that's anyway, so good. I'm really glad that you're making progress. That's great. Congratulations. That's huge that you were able to give yourself a pep talk and talk yourself through it. Such a game changer. Great. All right. Woohoo. So let's see. Somebody says, thank you, Janet. I started feeling heavy in the middle of the healing. My grounding seems to be okay. I read its blocks at the bottom of my auras and the back of my 4th chakra. Very nice. Such a little reader rock star you are. You know, I think you had an ex that wanted you to move to a certain country. And it looks like it was like he was sort of grabbing onto your energy, because I think part of, you know, your angels are trying to get you to really take seriously moving. And they're talking to you about different locations and different lifestyles that you could have in each location. And, you know, this take back your dreams theme is a big part of that, because your mom tends to steal a lot of your dreams and plans, because she seems to be afraid of you changing at all. And she doesn't want to change, so she doesn't want you to change. But at that time, when you were saying halfway through the healing, I don't think it was her in your space. I think it was that ex. And yeah, I think back of your fourth, also fourth good karma window too. Just trying to accord there too. So there's a little extra just energy blocks around your fourth good karma window back there in your astral body fourth layer. Yeah. So I agree with that. Bottom of your auras at the time. Yeah, I would say, yeah. Also the back of the back of your grounding. But I think it was that X. But again, the blocks are more important than who it was. I was just curious who it was, since I'm actually healing your mom and she's often an invasive person for you, but it wasn't her at the moment. It was that X. So yeah, that is accurate. Your grounding at the time was not okay in the back, the bottom of it at the back. It was blocked. But also, yeah, your layers 4, 3, 2, 1 physical body were not releasing properly at the time. But it was mostly because he came in through the fourth chakra good karma window, blocks around there, and the fourth layer, back of your fourth layer. That was like the inroad, and then got into your grounding and got into your bottom of your aura from there. So hope that helps. Someone says getting the healing, but was not watching the live stream, which is fine, of course. Started to feel uncomfortable, heavy during the healing. End at inner calm part. Backlash people and wax. Maybe invasive beings. You're listing your initials. So I'm going to assume that's an and, like, as well as. So I'm wondering if you still feel uncomfortable and heavy. Seems like you're saying that. So you could check all your essentials, right? How's your grounding? Your grounding is not bad. It's a little sluggish. The bottom of your aura layers, 7, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, they're a little heavy. The bottoms of all your aura layers are a little heavy. Looks like you did get some aura damage. You did get wax, like in the upper here, back behind your head. So I would say aura damage is the main issue, and then it sort of clogged up your grounding at the same time. Like whoever whacked you hopped in your grounding. Yeah, so I would say yes, backlash people and wax. That's correct. Invasive beings, you know, sure, with the wax there, they float in a little, but they weren't, it seems like it was a specific person. It seems like you could keep clearing the rally stopping blocks. That was further along in the healing, the clearing rally stopping blocks. But I think that would be nice to because I think sometimes you hesitate before you take your next step, and that just gives people an opportunity to like pile on and distract you even more. You know, so I think if you clear your rally stopping blocks, then you'll just be making so much progress and have so much momentum. It'll be harder for people to stop you from moving forward. Hope that makes sense. So yeah, in the immediate future, just do some aura repair right up there, and unblock your grounding a little more, and maybe just unblock the backs of your chakras a little bit more, the major chakras. Get them going. Oh, right. Hope that helps. Someone says, thank you for the healing. I've been feeling pretty irritated and overwhelmed throughout the healing. Viewing from my 4th versus my 7th. There you go. There's some self-assessment. Good for you. I think I see invasive beings messing with my motivation to try to heal myself. That has been happening more than usual, even after I recycle them, starting to think it's myself being stubborn, not wanting to do what's best for me. Maybe some inner child baggage I need to clear. Thank you. Yeah, you mentioned in your survey, you often mention in your surveys whether or not you're able to heal yourself, which is useful information. If I just check your basics, your creative rings, the flaps are quite open for your creative rings. So then that has me checking, like, why are your creative rings overwhelmed? And it seems like there's a lot, it's like a downpour of energy from above hitting your creative rings. So I think all your auras are whole up there. There's no tears, but there must be some blocked energy or something. Yeah, there's like, oh, your mom. She's funny. Yeah, there's some, she that is funny. She knows how to stop you in your tracks. She could put energy blocks in your space, and she'll put like a cross on them or some kind of a symbol of, like, that it's like, that witchy protection stuff she does, or like religious protection stuff, and you leave it alone as long as she labels it as like religious protection or like, whatever, like, I think she has like witchy type deities that she uses or something. So you have some energy blocks above your creative rings that you're not clearing on purpose, because you're like, well, how bad can they be? And she says they protect me, and so it's like an easy way for her and actually invasive beings to come in through, because they're significant energy blocks. But because she labels them, you leave them there. So I know you've come a long way with that, but I guess it seems like she put a bunch more in recently because you got rid of that stuff. And she's like, oh, wait a minute, I need to label them better. So she clearly knows that they're supposed to stay. Oh, and you did talk to her recently, didn't you? Oh, funny. Yeah, so I don't think it's inner child. I think it's mom. Yeah, I just think there's some blocks, like in front of your tummy also. Oh, interesting. Yeah, in front of your tummy, like, so you could, just unblock in front of your tummy meridians. Like, you could freeze frame later on that image, if you don't mind the guy's copious body hair there. I'll just use that image to unblock your meridians and the auras in front there. But yeah, I think, yeah, you don't heal yourself because your mom dumps a bunch of energy, and then you just maybe heal the parts of you that are kind of subservient to your mother's decisions. Because it's one thing to like think for yourself and consult your angels and be able to hear your higher self wisdom and be like, oh yes, this is wise for me to keep it. And it's another thing to just be like, oh, my mother says it's for my safety, I'll keep it. Like a robot, like you're just hypnotized by her. So maybe just put out in front of you the little mini yous that are hypnotized by her, by her brainwashing, and then heal those parts of you. So yeah, I would say, yeah, so it's not exactly inner child, but I guess she did do that a lot when you were growing up. So yeah, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, so it's just blocks from your mom that are causing a lot of discomfort, and she put in a whole bunch of new ones. She's lovely like that. She's just really, you know, it's like a little knowledge is sometimes a dangerous thing when it's combined with a lot of fear and a lot of, and a lack of boundaries, basically. All right, enough on that. I hope that helps. So yeah, just heal those parts of you that are brainwashed by your mom. And then ask your angels to help you unblock, especially the stuff that your mom has labeled. Okay, someone says last essential has super fun extended than usual, but so good. Last essential. So do you mean today's or Sundays? Let me know which one you think. But I think I am trying to stick good stuff in both. But I know last time there was like, that's when we did the kidney meridian. So maybe you mean Sunday's 5 essentials section. But today we did stick in a little bit extra. So yeah, let me know which one you're highlighting, Sunday or today. Anyway, I had to do some extra work to align lower physical body chakra, especially for 4321. Mainly my mom and hubby. I checked chakra fit 5 through 1 still needs more work. I see resistance blocks mine and from my dad. Is that all? Okay, so you're asking me to kind of double check your alignment stuff. Chakra alignment. So right now, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your astral chakras are aligned. Your astral 4, 3, 2, 1 don't seem to be creating enough energy. So you could just unblock them extra so that they generate more volume of energy. They seem like they're compressed, like they have like a white energy that kind of wraps around them, that kind of smushes them. I would look at like right in front of your astral body 4th. Sorry, that's medication reminders for my dog, which my husband took care of. Okay, so in front of your astral body 4th layer, there's some blocks there, and that allows energy to come in and kind of blitz your astral 4th on down. So that's where that white energy wrapping and compressing 4, 3, 2, 1 is coming from. So just unblock your astral body 4th in the front, 4th layer and 4th chakra. But yeah, so that would expand that. So then physical 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 seems fine now. Yeah, seems nice right now. 5 through 1 still needs more work. Physical 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, seems fine to me. If I check your filaments, 3, 2, and 1 are a little blocked and compressed. If I check your fit, really just the first chakra seems a little, but if you unblock the chakra filaments for 3, 2, and 1, that'll probably alleviate enough pressure that might be enough for your first chakra to fit better. Astral first into physical first. I hope that makes sense. Someone says, thank you so much. Outlook souring blocks work seems helpful. Have been working manifestation wings and they seem fluffier. That's nice. Or nighttime fear, I asked, and I do have, for people that don't know what the hell that is, manifestation wings, they're big gold wings that you have on a spirit level, and they generate lots of gold light. They're very nice that way. if they're repaired and healed properly. I do, if you search Janet Wright manifestation wings, there are videos that walk you through working them. Anyway, I've been working manifestation wings and they seem fluffier. Yes, we're generating more gold light. Yeah. For nighttime fear, I ask angels to give me the healing I need to trigger to see. Any other angel advice on fear and manifestation? They're mentioning that like if we work abundant, we've worked abundance before, like as a river, as a garden, that kind of idea, that might be nice for you. Some way of working your abundance. Because working abundance is a similar thing. You know, they're both first chakra. So if you're too triggered to, but for nighttime fear in particular, maybe some inner child healing could be interesting. And not just, I guess, not just inner child, but any part of you that is most afraid, is most startled. And I think, you know, there's just a lot that gets stirred up when you're thinking about job changes and timing, and, you know, that idea of being laid off triggers a lot for you. There's a lot of past life baggage around employment and working for other people and having enough money and timing of all that. So, especially past life baggage. Which, you know, clears the same way as present life baggage. It's just, I think sometimes you're kind of clearing just from this life by accident, as opposed to including, okay, whatever past life baggage I have that's triggered as well. So hope that helps. Someone says, thanks, Janet. I got a headache during the healing suddenly, left front side. My assessment is very good. My mom whacked and caused deep aura damage there. Am I right? The dear old mom. Yeah, you're accurate. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say it's about 3 of your auras right there. There were blocks there that allowed those particular auras to rip more easily than the others. So once you get the repair, just keep unblocking there, so it's not so easy for her to bang through next time. Seems like sometimes she takes personally, like telepathically, you might scream out of frustration or something, but she hears you. I think maybe heal your 5th chakra so that your telepathy is more just with you and your angels, because sometimes I think you're accidentally broadcast telepathing to your brother and your mother, and you know they can be a little moody. So I don't think you mean to do it. But just here, let me get rid of his body there. So I would say yes, you did get whacked by your mom. Yes, that's an accurate read. So aura repair and unblocking there, but also heal your throat chakra more, so that your telepathy is not accidentally broadcast to friends and family members and your spouse. Because it seems like, you know, as you're clearing energy, you're kind of like, I'm ready for this. I'm sick of this, you know, and it's going to everybody in your like outer circle even. So that's not your intention, and it's unnecessarily triggering people in your life. So yeah, just fill your throat chakra extra until you feel like, okay, yeah, now if I'm yelling out to myself, it's only to myself. All right. Someone says, I came in towards your ending. I know I need to do a lot of work. I've tried to move out of this stagnant and fear. I think I need to watch a couple more of your videos to figure out how to do this. Let's see if you anything else. No, that's it. Okay. Well, welcome. I'm glad you found the stream, and we do 5 of these each month. The next is a set of 2 healings later this month on the 24th and the 27th, called the July Twin Set, which you could purchase if you want on my website, but you don't have to. You can just watch and heal yourself. But if you purchase it, then I'm healing you at the same time, during the live stream. But it's optional, just FYI. But anyway, so ideally you would put your initials, first and last initial, in a comment where you want me to look at you, because that helps me just a teeny bit, so it's more accurate, but I can do it anyway. You don't have any chakra damage. I would say you could redo, though, the aura repair section in any of my live streams. Like, this live stream won't be timestamped with chapters until late tonight. So certainly by tomorrow. But actually, I'm going to do some gardening after this live stream, because it's like perfect gardening weather right now. It's like cloudy and it's like really cool out. So it's better for plants if you're transplanting. So I'm not going to do timestamps till late tonight. Maybe early tomorrow. But you can go to like my most recent live stream before this one, or any of the other ones. And the aura repair is its own little thing. Or there's actually a short video just for aura repair. But I would say that's one of the essentials that you need. But your chakras are already repaired. And once you repair your auras, then maybe they can relax and generate more energy, because they're not quite generating enough energy, your chakras. But I think they'll relax more once you repair your auras. Your creative rings are not so bad, actually. Especially since you need aura repair, your creative rings look pretty good, considering that. Your grounding is pretty good. It's a little narrow, like your grounding is like as wide as your hips. I would say your auras, if you let them expand and you let yourself generate enough energy, then your auras are as big as, pretty much your wrists if you stick out your arms, right? So then I would suggest you make your auras that wide as well. So behind you, in front of you, make your auras really wide so that your grounding's really wide, and bring your groundings up as high as your 3rd chakra below your sternum. Because that gives extra support to your lower chakras, and it helps your auras release better. There. So yeah. Other than that, you could do more, like right for the end. We did in the wrap up section, we did gold bottle brush for the legs. So you may have watched for that part. But if you search Janet Wright gold bottle brush legs, there's probably other healings where I do it too. Maybe even one of the short videos in the playlist. Let me see. As gold bottle brush legs. That would be fun. I do have a short video playlist where it's featured on my YouTube channel page that has videos that are generally much shorter, like under 10 minutes. There's maybe one that's 30 minutes, but most of them are 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But do I have a gold bottle brush video playlist? Inquiring minds want to know. I don't know. Yeah. Sort of an older technique. There's a lot of fun stuff in that place. Search chant, right? Gold bottle brush. There's a 26-minute video. It's a bit long, but I'm sure it's got good stuff in it. There's a 19-minute one. So, maybe I need a short on that one. Maybe I'll make a short for that. Sorry, I'm thinking. I'm brainstorming at the same time I'm trying to answer your question. Hope you don't mind. But anyway, so yeah, you could watch other stuff of mine, of course. But yeah, I would say aura repair, wider grounding, and maybe some leg unblocking would be nice. But yeah, I don't think it would be hard for you to figure it out. And in any of the live streams, recent live streams, I start with the hand chakras thing. So start with that, because that'll just orient you to using gold light in your hands and using a copy out in front of you and stuff. So they'll be, right as the healing starts, the walkthrough part of the healing starts. It says hand chakras, blah, blah, blah. So do that one, and then do aura repair, and then do grounding, and then maybe look up unblocking legs. Figure it out on your own. Or, once I timestamp this, today's healing, they're in the wrap-up section. We do leg unblocking with gold bottle brush, which is fun. But yeah, I think you would be a quick learner. Someone says, speaking of reading invasive beings, when I try to, and by the way, my website is jwhealing.com. Just like the YouTube channel, jwhealing.com. Someone says, speaking of reading invasive beings, when I try to read, I just see gold or white light. It used to not be this way. I've been asking my angels to recycle invasive beings blocking me. Is that correct? So is it correct that there are invasive beings blocking you? Yeah, I would say so. Fun fact, when I first started to read energy, when I first tried to read energy, all I could see was black for a long time, actually. So it's pretty typical to have, issues reading. And that's one reason why I always encourage people to use multiple abilities at all times. Use your intuition, use your visualization to the extent that you can, use your hands, feel energy with your hands as you're healing, do all of it at once, because then it's harder for a person or a couple invasive beings to like stop you in your tracks. As a healer, you have all your other resources, and you have your telepathy with your angels, and so it's like you're just harder to stop. But yeah, if you look at if you were to look at like a 3D version of yourself, so like here's, we'll use markers for you. So okay, so that's terribly out of proportion. Okay, maybe that's so there you are. We'll give you a smile, right? I don't know how your hair is, but let's say it's like that, right? And then so you're trying to read. So here's your 6th layer of your aura. So that would be where your clairvoyant screen is. So there's either something going on with your 6th chakra, which is behind your forehead, and or this space in between your 6th chakra and your clairvoyant screen, right? So your 6th chakra, it seems like you're there. I mean, you're not super comfortable there, but you're there. I would say more there's like just a lot of energy blocks in between you and your screen. And then invasive energy can kind of cord any of the energy blocks. So yeah, it's just kind of a flood of white light. So then you just see, like, just imagine the invasive beings themselves, you know, as like busybody little clouds. And just say, angels, can you recycle them? Yeah, I would say that's basically it. And I think too, when you're trying to read yourself, you're a little bit not in your lower chakras enough. So you could maybe do some stretches beforehand, or like gold bottle brush with your legs, you know, because if you're got a nice anchoring with your wide grounding and everything, then, you know, so you could take turns, you know, because you can unblock your grounding without seeing, you know, so you could unblock your grounding and then go back to, you know, unblocking here and recycling invasive beings, you know, work your grounding, you know, get rid of the riffraff, unblock between your head and your screen, that kind of thing. So maybe that'll help. But you can do it. And yes, your assessment is correct. But it's not gold light, it's white light. Or silver and gold. Silver and white, I would say. High vibration. Those invasive beings. Someone says, thanks, Janet. My angels were trying to get me to unblock receiving zones this morning, but it wasn't clicking. LOL. Well, glad you're okay now. Someone says, thanks for the explanation. We'll definitely explore those sets. Oh, the sets about reading yourself and others. Yeah. I really want to actually see the energy in detail versus relying only on my intuition. I guess so, but you've grown a lot in a short amount of time as far as like your willingness to read your own energy and your willingness to assess yourself. And so, you know, pat yourself on the back for your progress too. Someone says, hey, Janet, okay, I'm going to have to stop. Okay, I only have 2 more comments. So I will give super quick treatment to these 2 comments. Hey, Janet, I've been trying new mental exercises in managing anxiety. I'm starting to feel more confident. Good for you. I recently noticed I was too often in a victim-like energy and have been trying to change it. That's cool. I feel like I might be tricking myself into positivity because things are challenging at the moment, not quite sure. Haha. I forgot to specify, but my self-assessment is that I had been in a very victim-like energy. There has been resistance to maturity and owning the mistakes I make. Yeah. Yeah, I think for you, sometimes you're like, you throw the baby out with the bathwater and you kind of like blame the people around you for your own actions and decisions. So, yeah, you're feeling more confident. Yeah, I mean, I think that's all good. I don't think you're tricking yourself. I think you're just trying to work things out. You know, it's like you can, you know, you don't want to be aware of all your weaknesses to the point where it's debilitating and you just feel sucky, you know? You gotta be upbeat, you know, and think about your baby steps and keep working on stuff. No, I mean, your angels give you a thumbs up. Like they're like, keep going, keep going. So maybe inner child healing, you could add that. You know, give that a try. There's an inner child healing video in the short video playlist. Hope that helps. Someone says, thanks for the feedback. I will keep on healing those parts. My angels are telling me to journal about how strong I am. That's cool. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Someone says, thank you. Press the like button. Yes. So everyone else, if you wish, please give the live stream a thumbs up or the video later a thumbs up. It always helps. Someone says, I've been recently diagnosed with bipolar 2 depression, trauma-based. What do you recommend I can do energetically for this? Oh, how much of that is invasive beings? I mean, invasive beings are just there because we are not. You know, if we have damage or we're just like not quite home, you know, we don't have strong enough boundaries, then invasive beings and or invasive people will always be willing to get in the way, you know. So I would say focus more on like the state of your energy, like how are your chakras, how are your auras, that kind of thing. I would say physical body chakras could use repair. So you could work more on chakra repair. Like I was telling someone else, this live stream won't be timestamped until maybe tomorrow or late tonight. So you could go to the most recent timestamp, any stream before this one, and do the chakra repair section. Or there's a short video on my short video playlist, which is on my YouTube channel. Short videos on chakra repair. But because your physical body chakras, there's a lot of cracks in them. Also, yeah, you could do aura repair because your physical, some of your aura is in the front. Could use more repair. That's part of why your chakras keep getting cracked. So, who's doing it? Is it boundaries with people or beings? I don't think that's, you don't have to focus on that right now. Who is, how they invasive, you know, is it in, like what flavor of invasive energy is coming in to do damage? It's just, you know, like repair the auras so you have your natural protections better in place, and then repair your chakras. So aura repair, chakra repair. Your grounding gets a little thin at the bottom. You know, it's sort of like a cone rather than a big waterfall. So work on widening out your grounding all the way down to the core of the earth, and aura repair and chakra repair. Hope that makes sense. But I would start with that. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff you can do, like inner child healing, stuff like that. But I would say get the basics first, you know, the aura repair, the chakra repair, the grounding nice and wide at the bottom. But then you could add on, you know, inner child healing and other, just, you could go through my short video playlist and just, you know, whatever sounds fun to you or sounds light and easy to you, you know, just kind of dabble, get your feet wet doing different things. After you do the basics of, you know, wide grounding all the way down, or repair, chakra repair, grounding, or repair, chakra repair. There are like 2 grounding options in that short video playlist. This is, hi Janet, sorry that was a heavy one, but I'm so glad for the feedback on that. Oh, you're welcome. So I will link the short video playlist just because I've mentioned it a million times just now. So it is featured on my YouTube channel page as well. But I'll link it right here too in the chat. And I'll link it in the comment section once the stream's over. Yes, thank you. You're welcome. Welcome. So for everybody, you know, I do 5 of these streams every month. And if you do have a follow-up question, you could post it under a video. You know, I'm going to take time off in between sets, try to get my garden planted and stuff. But at some point, I will get back to your question if you post it under a video. And like I said, you could purchase the July twin set so that I heal you soon, you know, later this month. Or you could purchase the August sets. Those are up on my site. And the September ones will go up on the 15th of this month, which is soon, like in a week, next week. So you could email me and ask to be put on my, so for the salesy stuff. So jwhealing.com. And then my email address is janet@jwhealing.com. If you want to get on my news email list, for example. Just so you receive those emails on the 15th of every month. You know when the sets go. But anyway, but anyone is welcome to purchase the healings if they wish on my website. You don't have to be super knowledgeable about what chakras are or anything. I heal people in all sorts of levels. I heal very advanced people and newbies. Okay. So I'll just do a quick pet and garden update condensed. It's beautiful, cloudy, mild weather today, so unless it rains, which I don't know, it looks really cloudy, so maybe it's going to rain. I hope not. But if it doesn't rain, I'm going to be out there gardening today. Trying to get some stuff in the ground. I have so many transplants that need to go in the ground, but I'm not going to freak out about it. That is what it is. But that's that. Pet update. Boo Boo Kitty, our cat, is getting more comfortable adventuring about at night, even though our dog Izzy is no longer closed up away in his crate at night. So he's just out sleeping and she's frolicking about anyway. I mean, she's still being careful, like not going, she'll like quickly go by him really quietly, but at least she's still going around. So that's a big good thing. And she's cute. So, and there's this cat we call Thirsty Cat outside who could be like her brother or something. We don't really know, but they look pretty similar. And Thirsty Cat comes out. I have a big tray I talked about before, like basically like a watering trough fountain thing for them, but it's right on the ground. So any outdoor cats can have a drink of water. So Thirsty Cat comes by a lot. He's cute. And but that's it. So everybody's fine. Boo Boo Kitty, of course, is our cat, indoors only. Anyway, so I hope you guys are healthy and well, relatively speaking. I hope you're having a good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever's next for you. And you're a total rock star. Bye.